summertime. Time to sit back and down.
Hey, and that was a hot summer jam that I added in post because I did not come up with anything before the podcast started because my wife is out of town all summer. Welcome
Was it Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Well,
they have a summertime song.
They do have a summertime song. I don't know if we want to pay for the rights for that, so
never
probably
mind.
not. But
we can do our own version. Just get the beat, and me and you could just come do it later.
Well, you know what? You heard it here first, folks. If you want to come here Sunday, me and Jeremy are doing a live version of Summertime. So we're going to sit back and unwind and get into this episode of the Divinely Uninspired podcast. And that was Jeremy. He's our leader. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm good.
Yeah. And Penny.
Hi.
Hey, she's here. And I am also here. I'm Paul, and I'm the DJ, and I'm here on the board. So I thought we'd start this week off with a icebreaker question before we get into the hot topics. So it's your all's choice. I'll ask Penny because she's a lady. You want A or B? Which
I don't like to be put on the spot.
Well, A or B, and then
I'll go with A.
Ooh, you know what we should do? We should remember those finger things that people used to make where you and you had to pick a number?
Teller?
Yeah. We should do that one week with topics. So then that way you do like A or B,
like
1, 2. Yeah, we can just do the finger.
Do you know how to make those?
What did you call it?
I know how to make
it. It's called a fortune teller?
Yeah, it's a fortune teller.
I had no idea what that was called.
Well, yeah. I mean, we never had fortunes. It was always some kind of slur at the end.
I just remember girls on the bus used to do it and be like, do you want 1 or 2? And all.
I remember what the ones the boys made always said at the end, and they were always inappropriate. So
sounds
we
might
right. Not make one of those. All right. Well, okay. So today's icebreaker question, sponsored by Penny, is: would you rather die by a shark attack or in electricity?
This is terrible.
Die by a shark attack or electricity, like getting shocked to death.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Well. Are we talking like quick? Or are we talking?
I feel like electricity would kill you faster. I feel like a shark attack, they would bite you. And like historically, people die of shark attacks because I watch Shark Week. Like they don't like humans. So like they eat us because they think we're other animals. So they bite us and then you basically just like bleed out.
Yeah.
So that would be much worse, I think.
It's cooler though.
Yeah, it is a cooler story, but you're dead. So you don't really care at the end.
Oh, well. So someone doesn't care about his legacy. All right.
What do you think?
I mean, shark attack. Come on.
What?
Versus electricity? I think I'd rather get shocked.
I agree.
All right.
This is kind of an inappropriate question right now.
Okay.
Just going to tell you that. What was B?
All right. Well, we'll do B then. It's summertime. Would you a burger person or a hot dog person?
Oh, burger. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. So I would say burger, but every once in a while, very rarely, like there's nothing better than like a burnt hot dog. You know what I'm saying? Like just like a hot dog off the grill with some mustard and relish.
But burnt.
Yeah, I like them like you like burnt. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a burger person all the way. So you are a hot dog griller all the way, then you don't like a boiled hot dog.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But no, typically I'm burger. I will tell you, do you guys remember JTMs? Do you guys remember JTM burgers?
No.
Oh, they're just like, so like a good burger is like 80-20, like 80% meat, 20% fat. JTMs were like 60-40.
Oh, gross.
So they were like super fatty, but they were so good. And they're pre-cooked, so all you got to do is warm them up. But y'all don't remember JTMs?
That just sounds terrible.
It sound like
JTMs
if you were to
are
cook
awesome.
them, there's just oil just flowing out of
Where
it.
where did you get this at?
You can still buy them at Kroger. Go to like the frozen food section.
I love how he's like, you just eat it. What do? You boil that one too?
No, I grill them still.
Boiled hamburgers.
Yeah. You can microwave them. You can stick them in an air fryer, skillet.
Sounds like something they'd have in a school
But
cafeteria.
we would grill them. Like they're already pre-cooked, but then my dad would still grill them again.
Oh, yeah.
But there's so much fat in them, they don't get like dried out. But JTMs are great. Everybody should have a JTM.
I need to see what these look like.
Well, so that was the start of summer officially. We haven't been here in a bit, but I guess we're burger people for the most part here at this group. And something that goes great with a burger is a pickle. Now, our good friend Penny over here, we are not making her do the challenge because this is an audio podcast, but she came to us with the idea of, you know what else goes good with a pickle? A nice cold glass of Dr. Pepper.
What? I want to try this. I can't believe that we didn't bring this in.
Well, you can buy all the pickles and Dr. Pepper you want, but I'm not putting that on my budget.
You know what else I found out that they put pickles in is lemonade.
Okay, well,
why are they putting pickles in so many things?
That sounds good.
So apparently that's a thing that even foodandwine.com was getting onto it.
Oh.
They compared it to pineapple on pizza, which is wrong.
No, it's good.
Mint and lamb, and you can keep both of those. And chicken and waffle is delicious. But
I love pineapple on pizza. Oh. And I do like mint and lamb. That's actually good too. And chicken. I like actually all those things. I'm not getting behind the Dr. Pepper and pickles though.
Now, we try not to stay political on this podcast, but Jeremy just shared an opinion that might change the way I view this church, that he likes pineapple on pizza, and that might be
my
a bridge too
favorite
far for me to
pizza
cross.
is pepperoni with pineapples and banana peppers.
Yuck.
It's delicious.
Do you like it because you
Sounds
get
good.
to have the whole pizza to yourself when it comes?
No, it's
People are like,
actually delicious. You should try it.
I'm going to keep it. You know?
We'll bring it in one time.
I don't like a pineapple.
Because you get the sweet, savory, and then you get like the vinegar from the banana peppers with a little bit of heat. Like it's like all the things.
It's all the things. Well, you know what? I take it back because I thought foodandwine.com might be a good source to talk about this, but they...
I like how they say you never knew it 100% slaps.
Yes,
They're trying to be
flavor of
relevant.
Dr. Pepper and Pickles 100% slaps. So I'm going to stop taking their word for it. But because Penny's so excited about this new flavor combination, it's bad news because there is a national pickle shortage this year.
Oh,
What does that even mean?
I don't
It
even.
means, well, because of extreme weather conditions in Mexico, there are less pickles, less cucumbers this year. And so that, along with all the TikTokers drinking their nasty summer sodas, if you're a big pickle person,
I'm
you
gonna
might be
try
able
it
this year. Well, I mean, I hope you do. And I hope
Like,
you
how
can-
short are they going to be? Because I feel like if you go to the grocery, like, there's just a whole thing of pickles. Like, there's a whole section.
Yes, but I think, well, you know what? And it might be fake, and it might be they're just using to drive up price of the pickles that are here. I remember hearing the other shortages of things, and they're like, well, now it's just twice as much, but it's always there. So
Well, they should just stop making bread and butter pickles and just go straight dill. Because
I agree.
nobody needs to waste their time on those.
Gross.
it's a high and mighty person that for someone who just said pineapple on pizza is acceptable. But
Bread,
yes,
have you ever had a bread and butter pickle?
the worst.
Yes.
And I think every restaurant that gives it to you without a warning should be shut down.
Yeah, when you can bite into a sandwich, it is a sweet pickle versus a dill.
Oh, a sweet pickle. Oh my gosh. No,
Yeah.
dill pickle or nothing.
I do like. I will say, okay, I do like the spicy ones that are kind of like the sweet pickles. Those are good every once in a while. But just a straight bread and butter, like you can just burn all that.
What about like garlic pickles when they add all the...
No,
I don't think I've ever had that.
No, we've
they had
got some in our
garlic it,
fridge.
yeah,
We got them.
and they've been there for what 3 years now.
So we've had them for so long, but it was a big tub of them. So I haven't had a single one because that is not my jam. So bad news there.
But pickled garlic sounds good.
Yeah, pickled garlic, but not a garlic. So instead
Not a
of pickling
pickle that
cucumber-
tastes like but like pickled garlic kind of sounds good, but not like the cucumber that's got the garlic.
That's
in
a
it.
lot of garlic.
That's a lot of...
Garlic is good. Oh, you ever had roasted garlic? You just take a whole thing and you roast it in the oven, and then you eat the cloves out.
No.
Pretty good.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
So
Just eat the garlic.
Yeah, you buy a whole clove, you cut the top off, you pick it, put it in the oven to roast it, and it comes out soft, kind of like buttery, and it's delicious. You can just like spread it on bread or just pop them in and eat them.
Sounds like some really bad breath.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
It's really good.
Also, I cook all the time at our house. I'm that person in the relationship, and most of the time it goes pretty well. But every now and then you misread a recipe, and instead of basil, you crumble up a bay leaf and put it in your mac and cheese.
Oh, don't do
It's
that.
all-
Yeah,
it's
bay
all
leaf.
leafy.
No good.
And then sometimes you get a recipe for some steak where you grill it with some garlic in a pan, and you misread cloves of garlic versus what else do they come like the
minced garlic or
clove
like-
is the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And then what are the individual pieces called when you break
Those
them
are
all?
cloves.
Those are
what's-
cloves, yeah.
Okay, so I guess it was like one of those that you were just supposed to chop up, but I misread it and bought.
So you
like,
put the whole clove.
I
Like you put the
no,
whole...
I put 4 cloves and chopped them up and
For a whole thing. Yeah, that's a lot of
you
garlic.
Can't. I mean,
No,
garlic's awesome though.
Well-
I don't know about Jeremy's roasting it down there and
Nicole's-
eating it on bread, but
Nicole's steak. She was like,
What is the difference in that and like getting like Papa John's garlic butter sauce? Like,
I can tell you what, nothing except less diarrhea.
yeah.
Because you can scrape those cloves right off your
Yeah.
steak, and you can look at your wife and say, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it. But once
Yeah.
I started cutting them up, I realized this is not anybody's recipe. This is insane. But
Yeah.
that garlic butter at Papa John's, I don't know what they put in that, but it's
There's no
pretty
way
good.
that's real, right?
What, garlic? But no, there's no
I
garlic
mean,
or
that's
butter
got
in
to
it.
be just
No,
like
it's
chemicals.
oil.
Just, yeah.
It's oil and flavor, I'm pretty sure. But it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that makes Papa John's worth eating. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, I guess we're gonna stick with food. Have you all? You're not hot dog people, I know, but
I
what
like
about
a hot dog. I do like
Well,
hot
yeah,
dog.
but-
Yeah.
the controversy this year? Joey Chestnut, who's America's hope of being the eater every year for the 4th of July hot dog contest, he got banned this year because he teamed up with Impossible and is doing plant-based hot dogs. And Nathan said, "You are no longer welcome." So he is taking on Kobayashi one-on-one this year, but not until September. So,
What do you think a plant-based hot dog tastes like?
well, the plant-based hamburgers I've had taste like somebody tried to make a hamburger out of a plant, and it's reasonable. But
well, Burger King did that Beyond Beef or whatever it's called, and people would order it, but it actually was worse for you than actually a regular Whopper because they had to add so much saturated fat to make it taste decent. So it's actually health-wise worse for you than actually like just eating the Whopper. So
well, we had them at White Castle also made those, and they made them where they bled a little bit. It looked like when they cooked them because of the beet juice, they put stuff in it to make it look like meat. Yeah, and they weren't bad. They're like, this is not a hamburger, but it was better than like a lettuce leaf on a bun. It was pretty good.
I will say because the hot dog contest is the 4th of July, which is like my favorite holiday. But
America,
America. But it's America, not
America. I apologize.
America. And but like, if you ever watched them, it's the grossest thing in the world to eat because they're dipping it in like their water. It's like a hot dog water, like a bun dipped in water is just.
They look miserable when they're doing it. I'm like, why do you do this?
And they have
yourself?
like pieces of hot dog all over their face and stuff. It's a lot.
So Joey Chestnut, who has won this and holds the world record. He holds 55 world records for competitive eating, including most hot dogs, 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes, which is too many hot dogs in a year, much less in 10 minutes. He is taking on Kobayashi, who is this tiny little Asian guy.
Yeah, but he was like the champion for a while, right? Yeah,
he was the old school champion. And one year on SportsCenter, I remember, I never watched this live because what are you doing with your time if you're watching people eat hot dogs for 10 minutes straight on a show? He coughed with one in his mouth and snarfed it out his nose.
That's so gross.
And he sucked it back in.
No.
And so he didn't get disqualified. And there were, people were mad that you got to keep it in because you're not allowed to throw it up. This is real gross, people. I'm sorry if you want to skip ahead past this, but it was one of the craziest, most exciting moments in sports.
This, like with this, because like Joey Chestnut, like I don't watch it every year, but sometimes I'll put it on. Like when he wins, like he's winning by like 20, 30 hot dogs. I feel like
he's taking a lap around.
So why are all the other people even doing it at that point? Because you're not going to beat him, and at that point, it's like
I think you're hoping he has a heart attack in the middle of it,
and then you win. Yeah, I don't know,
like,
but I'm just like, if he's going to beat you by that many hot dogs, like I don't understand like why
people still ran against Usain Bolt. Maybe,
but a couple of them were like somewhat close to him. I mean, this is I don't know.
Well, it's going to be a big deal for Netflix. I know since the Tyson and Paul fight got pushed back, this is going to be the big live sporting event this year on Netflix. So,
this is on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I actually want to watch that fight.
I wanted to watch it, too, because I hate that guy, and I want to see Mike Tyson knock him out.
I know.
So, but that's also going on. The fall is going to be big for Netflix.
Yeah, it's not until September.
Yeah, that's going to be big. So, hey, if you want to wait, if you're on the fence about Netflix, give it a couple more months. In September, it's going to be hot. So, all right. Well, we will move on to, let's see, we're going to talk about competitions. Are we excited about the Olympics are coming up?
I am. I've been watching the Olympic trials. So I've been watching that, and it's an exciting summer of sports. The Copa Cup is on. The Euro Cup is on.
Yeah.
Those are soccer.
Football is what I call it.
But those are exciting. But yeah, the track and field, what's it called? Trials are going on right now, and it's pretty exciting to watch those guys. They're fast.
Yeah.
And the women, not just the men.
They are fast.
They're fast.
Yeah.
And what's crazy when you watch it, especially the running, and I'm sure this is all of them, like it looks like they're barely moving. Like especially not like the sprinters, like you can tell they're running, but like the guys that are running like 3,000 meters, like it looks like they're running like I would run.
Yeah.
But they're running like 4-minute miles, which is, I mean, it's insane.
It's one of those things that as you go, you're like, as a child, like one day that could be me. It's never going to be you because you weren't. Instead of watching it on TV, you were out running at that point. If you were going to be,
and I like in the track and field, like the running's fun. I saw the steeplechase the other night. That was fun. Have you ever seen a steeplechase?
Is that the horses?
No, they literally run around. They're 3,000 meters, and so they run around the track, and then every so often there's like a hurdle, but instead of like being individual hurdles, there's one big hurdle they all have to jump.
I know, but that's hilarious.
And then every other lap, they have to run over a hurdle that's got water at the end of it, and they can't clear it. Like there's nobody's cleared it yet. It's in the Olympics, yeah. And so they have to jump up. You should look. It's fascinating to watch.
Amazing.
They have to jump over a hurdle into water. So then they're having to run with their shoes wet, which is the worst. It's an amazing event called I've
heard of steeplechase. I never knew.
Yeah, that's what it is. So they have to hurdle, and it's like I said, in the hurdles, everybody has their own individual hurdles. Right. They all have to jump over one big hurdle together. Yeah. And then the third hurdle is over water for some reason, and then they all get wet. And then
they should make the next part of the track tile.
But there's one guy. This was fascinating. Nobody's going to care, but it was fun to watch. One of the guys that was the old champion, he broke his foot.
Oh.
And so when they jump off the hurdle with the water, they put a foot down on it to try to clear the water. Well, he broke his foot, so he can't do that anymore. So he tries to clear it without putting his foot down, which he did the first 3 times. But then the last time he didn't do it and just fell face first into the water. And it was,
Nice.
I felt awful for him.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
But anyway,
entertaining.
yeah, but that's fun. I watched the javelin the other day.
Yeah.
That I forgot that was an event where they throw
Yeah.
the spear. That was
Yeah.
fun. The high jump is fun to watch. Like there was a guy that did 19 feet, and it's the most
Oh my
awkward
gosh.
thing to watch them because they run, then they put it in, and they I don't know. It's just there's a lot of fun things to watch in the Olympics.
Well, that is my issue with it. Like now it's every 2 years, but whenever the Olympics come on, I get real excited and I'll sit down and watch them and I'm like, this is great. But all of these sports are on different times in between those years. And like right now, and I could not care less. I turn on Peacock and they're like, guess who's running? I don't care. I don't have any desire to watch it, but I'm glad that you're into it. And I
love it. I love watching it. And I think, did we talk about this? I'm sure we did, and you're going to remind me we did. But like, it's always fascinating to me, the Olympics, because you could be the best in the world at something and nobody knows who you are. Like the guy that's throwing the javelin, like he set a world record the other day throwing the spear. And it was like, if I ran into that guy at like Walmart, like I wouldn't even know who he was.
Because he's not carrying his javelin.
He just literally broke a world record.
Isn't that kind of crazy though, if you think about it? Like people know who Kim Kardashian is, but don't know someone who's like
this guy's actually doing something
right.
that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Priorities.
So they used to have, we're all 100 years old. But we just missed it. I think they would have celebrities when there was only 3 channels, and they would have competitions. Do you remember that? It was like something
like normal people versus like pro athletes. Right?
No, they had like people from like ABC and NBC and CBS compete in events and things like that.
Oh
like,
no,
it was just some kind of thing, and it would be on all the channels. So like you could watch Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift, throw a shot put or something like that.
That'd
if
be
they had
fun.
it in those, like that's what I would watch. I think that would be those would be ratings, but I can't imagine how expensive. Are you looking forward to the Olympics, Penny? You kind of.
I really don't care.
Oh man, you don't get out there and support.
I mean,
your
I
country?
watch it when it's on, but I don't like follow it.
Yeah.
I did read an article that they're all sleeping on cardboard boxes. Did you see that?
Well, so here's a big thing that they're doing this year. Paris is all about making it green.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that in this next story. So all the beds are made out of cardboard, so they're easier. Like it's all recycled stuff, and they are also no air conditioning.
It's really funny when you think about, because like, I mean, a big part of the Olympics for us probably is like, since Dream Team is basketball. Like,
Right.
I mean, that's basketball and swimming seem to be the big ones. And every once in a while track and field or volleyball. But like, it's amazing because like some of those athletes, like, the basketball team, like LeBron James, Steph Curry, those guys, like they live lives of luxury. So they're going, they're like, for a week, they're sleeping on a cardboard bed, like whatever. But like, if you're just like an average Joe, and then you finally make it to the Olympics, and like this is your dream come true, and then they take you to your hotel room, and you're like, "Here's your cardboard bed." You'd be like,
Yeah.
what is going
bad.
on right now?" Like I thought I was gonna be like living at least for a week, like a king. I mean,
Well, I think the beds aren't. It's not like you're sleeping on a box, but it's.
Actually, you are. It's
Well,
just
you
a
are
mattress
sleeping
on a
box.
box.
But I mean, they're
Look at that.
like look at that dorm. Can you? But that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm making the Olympics, I'm imagining I'm gonna be in like a castle.
I
for
can tell
a
you
week.
what, I'm not sharing a room with somebody.
Yeah,
Like this
but
is
like
going
that's
on
not
here.
even like. I don't even know if that bed would fit me. Like, what athlete is like sleeping on that? Like some of these,
Kobayashi.
yeah, Kobayashi. Like some of these weightlifters are like 300 and 400 pounds. Like I think they would just crush that bed.
Well, so this is not dissimilar to where I took Addie to camp at White Mills. They get the same little thing next to the bed. This is where the campers stay, except there's no bunk beds because they're cardboard and they won't support 2 people probably one on top. But
I like how they branded it Tokyo 2020.
Well, yeah,
as if
so-
the person forgets that they're
Well, yeah.
going to the Olympics.
well, because when you take those sheets home with you, and you're like, this is what I'm taking because of my stupid bed.
yeah.
So yes, there's also no air conditioning. There is some kind of water-cooled system that they're bringing through that allegedly will work, but will have less of a carbon imprint. But also, America is one of the countries who said we are bringing our own window air conditioning units because they're supposed to be record heat this summer in Paris. And they're like, nah, what are we talking about here, people? We're not running all day and then going sleeping on our cardboard bed with our water-cooled floor.
Do you have to stay in the Olympic Village, or
Yes, I
do
believe
like
so.
people like Steph Curry and them like, no, we're just gonna
I
go.
don't
We're gonna go
think-
rent out some fancy place in France.
If I had to guess, Steph Curry's not playing in the Olympics
He's not.
anymore?
I'm just using him.
Oh, okay,
no,
yeah.
he's not even. He's not. Kevin Durant is though.
Is well, okay. Yeah, well, he's never going to get a championship in.
Actually, a really good point.
He's got
I wonder
3
if they
gold
are
medals. Maybe he's just going to chase the gold medal record.
That's
because he's never going to win another championship.
That's right. So what was that penny?
We need to look it up, find out.
What?
Do they have to sleep?
Did they have to sleep in
I
the
think
village?
they have to stay in the village. I think that's part of it. Because
Do you think there's tiers in the village they just don't talk about? That like if you're like the
class
javelin thrower, like you're getting in this room, but like we're not making Michael Phelps sleep there, or we're not making what's the swimmer now, like Katie Ledecky or whatever her name is. Like that's, I don't know.
Let's see.
Where do they have to stay in the Olympic Village?
Is golf a part of the Summer Olympics?
It is.
Well,
it's not part of the Winter Olympics.
I mean,
you can't
I
find
don't
your
know
ball.
if it's even
Yeah,
part
but
of
I
the
don't think any of the
Olympics.
big golfers really. It's like soccer. There's soccer in the Olympics, but none of them do it because like none of the really good players do it because of like the Copa Cup and the Euro Cup, which are more prestigious.
And all the golfers play in Saudi Arabia now, the good ones.
Well, and like
or they're in jail
baseball,
in
like
Louisville.
there's baseball in the Olympics, and like, but none of the great American players play because that's the middle of Major League Baseball. So,
well, also you don't want to. If you're making $100 million, you don't want to hurt your arm. The Olympic Village is safe and comfortable, according to Olympics.com. We're not getting any positive thing. Oh, once the Olympics are over, the Olympic Village is usually turned into a new residential zone. And if you've been to the one in Atlanta, that's great. It's a great.
What do
place
you guys think? So I've always thought this might be crazy, and but hopefully they care about the Olympics. I used to always think like I wanted to find the most obscure Olympic sport and just like do that to get really good at it, just to say I could make the Olympics. Like what? Like I know, like we've talked about before. Like of course it's winter versus summer, but like what's the one where they push the thing that everybody loves? Curling. Like, something like that. Or like, is there like a weird Olympic sport that like, if you took the time, you could get really, really good at it?
Distance plunging.
Maybe some
I think one they
pickleball.
don't do anymore.
Ooh, I could do pickleball.
Listen, pickleball.
Croquet is in the Olympics.
Well, this is. This is not now. I don't think.
I'm gonna get in for croquet.
It was only at 1900 games in Paris though, but it was only then. So they don't do it anymore.
What is that one?
I mean, military patrol is no longer.
What's skijoring? I've heard that before. What is that though?
I think you're snoring while you ski. It's a person puts on skis and pulled by a horse, a dog, another animal, or a motor vehicle. Well, I would pick the motor vehicle.
So this guy's picking the horse. I'm taking the motor vehicle.
Sorry, bud. Yeah.
This guy got the dog. Trampoline. I couldn't do that.
I'm guessing most of these aren't modern pentathlon.
What about dueling pistols?
I don't like that
I feel
either.
like that's not like a good. What is distance plunging? Instead of like,
it's how far you plunge.
instead of
I
like
think it's how
diving
deep.
in, it's just.
Oh gosh.
What if they did like belly flops?
You dive into the water and travel as far as you can in 60 seconds without moving any limbs.
All right, I'm actually fascinated by this. Let's see what else there is.
That's horrific.
Go down the list more.
How many drownings?
Military patrol? Okay.
Ski
ballet.
ballet.
Oh, I want some ski ballet.
It's arguably the most majestic event in the history of the modern Winter Olympics.
Hot air ballooning was once in the Olympics. That is
Pardon me, everybody.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either. It's more, you don't want to get too close to the rifle range that they're doing the other things with your
Club swinging. So instead of golf, it's just poodle clipping.
canoe slalom, bandy.
Bandy. What is bandy?
Poodle clipping that's a fun one. I can't imagine that. Is that? Oh, one appearance only. It's similar to ice hockey with a ball instead of. So it's like street hockey.
Okay.
1950.
That's fascinating that some of these made it in the Olympics.
16 crazy sports that actually exist in the Olympics. Well, this year they're having, I think we talked about breakdancing.
Yeah,
as a
breakdancing.
practice.
Pickleball is
power walking.
Yeah, power walking. Those guys are fast though. They walk faster than most people run.
Well,
It's kind of funny.
there's a trampoline person doing a flip, dressage with a horse.
Yeah.
That poor horse getting made fun of. On
So
the
who
playground.
gets the medal though? The horse or the person? Because I feel like the horse is really the.
I think they just give you that
athlete.
oat bag and then you get the money.
Give
Eventing.
a medal to a
Where's my
horse.
oat bag? Do you remember that from Seinfeld?
That's right. Yeah. We're
I
back
love
here.
that
Why,
joke.
this is where we started. Why are we back here? Rhythm gymnastics.
You all could do that.
That's awkward. Photo. We got your air pistol.
I think I'm gonna go for pickleball.
I mean, listen, I think pickleball might be rough because I've played with some 65-year-olds that would. And they're, steeplechase.
Hey, is there an age limit for the Olympics?
No.
Oh, there's a steeplechase. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
the last hurdle. They have to jump into the water, and like none of them clear it, so all their feet get wet. Which that in and of itself should be the Olympic event, like running with your feet wet. Like how long can you go before your feet just completely fall apart?
How long is it? How long's the distance for it?
I don't know, but I need to keep moving I had to get this kicked off. Let's see. Handball. That's fun. It doesn't say the distance. Oh, that's a good. That guy's getting punched right in the chest by this other guy. Or slapped. I don't know. Table tennis is always fun. That's actually really exciting. I do like a table tennis. It's too much.
Synchronized swimming.
Oh, hey. Okay, everybody's waving.
I can't do it, but I think one of the hardest sports probably to do would be water polo because they have to swim the whole time. And it's like, I always thought they were standing on the bottom of the pool, and they're not. Like,
it's called an egg beater. They do it with their legs. We tried to do it in the pool. It's impossible to do. Yeah. So, so Olympic Games. Now, that's if the shark that's underneath Paris doesn't come out and get him. If you've seen Under Paris on Netflix.
Have you watched it yet?
No, it was real awful. We watched about 20 minutes. Hang on. It's hard to get over your bronchitis when every day is an air alert. Outside, don't go outside. Don't take your pets out or mow the grass or anything. So there is something going on, because I don't know if you've heard of this, the Seine River, Seine, however, the big river in Paris. It's not great. It's like the Ohio River somewhat, but dirtier. And the mayor and the prime minister have pledged to swim in it to prove how safe it is.
Gross.
And here's what's going on, and we can cut this if we need to, but this is what they're doing in Paris. If you think people in America are crazy with the protests, the Parisians have, and this happened, I think, Monday or this weekend, the mayor and the prime minister were going to swim, and a group has threatened to defecate in the river, and they mapped out how quick it would get to where the leaders were swimming, so it would get in the water at the same time they are, because people in Paris are just as crazy as America, everybody. It's exciting.
I mean, they all have planned number twos.
This was like a protest
ready to go.
That was like, oh yeah.
So are they protesting the Olympics being in Paris?
You know what? It doesn't say what they're protesting. I don't know what they're protesting, but I think it's a pretty solid one that if anybody was like, hey.
Definitely solid.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Hey, you know. So they said when you see the mayor with pink eye at the next conference, you know that the water was not quite as clear as she said it was going to be. So.
Gross. All right. That was nasty, Paul.
Well, do you want to move on to tech or fashion?
Let's do fashion. This is just a summer free-for-all right now. This is kind of fun.
So this company is making jeans that look like you've wet your pants.
It's cool to pee your pants.
I know. Consider me Miles Davis in that case. So this is an actual. This is from CNET, so you know it's very official. It's from a tech company, but there's a company that sells jeans that they just have a big wet stain in the front.
What? I mean, like...
It's called Wet Pants Denim.
Wet Pants Denim.
We'll give it a try. Jeremy can wear them on Sunday one time.
Why would I not just pee on myself or just like pour some water on myself? I mean, how much do these things cost? I'm sure they're like designer jeans, so they're not cheap.
Oh, I'm sure they're not cheap because... $75.
Yeah. Wow.
So, gosh. Now, I'm not going to ask Jeremy because I'll get a look. Do you watch the Met Gala and all that stuff?
I do a little bit, yeah.
So... how different is this than somebody dressed up like an egg or some kind of crazy
it's about the same, I guess.
Like, what are those people doing? Like, I've never understood. Can you walk us through what the Met Gala is supposed to be?
So it is a fundraiser for, I do believe, an art gallery. Like, that's why they all wear, like, costume type of fashion. So
I see those things and I just get filled with old man rage and go, no.
Yeah, no, it's not that the celebrities just all get together and, what's her name? Anne, I can't remember her last name. No. She's like a fashion designer.
Of Green Gables.
And she picks what it is for the year. Yeah. And then they have to actually submit what they're wearing to the, like, before they have to get invited. It's a special invite to even get there. And then they have to submit what they're going to be wearing.
Okay.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see big celebrities every year and I'm always like, these people, I don't like any of them.
Well, Blake Lively, she always comes up with something pretty great.
Listen, I don't care for Blake Lively except I like her husband.
What?
What does she do?
She's fantastic.
What does she do?
She's beautiful. She's pretty. Leave her alone.
What does she do?
Yeah, what does she do?
She's an actress.
And?
What was she in?
She was she was in that shark movie.
She wasn't. Not in that.
Wasn't she in Moneyball? No, that was the other girl.
And she was in...
Wasn't she in Moneyball?
One Favor? Was that the last one she was in?
I don't know. I'm asking. I've never heard of that movie. So I know the movie The Meg.
Do you know who her sister...
Jaws?
Yes.
And Under Paris. What other shark movie? There was Santa Jaws. It was pretty bad.
No, the one where she goes surfing. It's just her. And she goes surfing like on a beach. And...
oh, gosh. She was in Green Lantern, the one that Ryan Reynolds made that they say is
that's how they met.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh my goodness.
That really is like
late to the game.
That really is one of the worst movies.
Give me the movie. Like, what's the name of the movie? The shark movie. You're looking them up.
What shark movie?
Just put in Blake Lively movie so I can see, please.
When you said Blake Lively, I thought you meant Blake Shelton at first, and I also don't like him. But
she was in If.
What? Oh, well, that's a new one.
She's in a shark movie.
Blake Lively Shark.
Simple Favor. She was in that.
Don't know. The Shallows?
The Shallows, yes.
Never heard of it.
You guys need to watch that. That's a great movie.
From a movie? Isn't that like a...
She's not.
Christina Aguilera.
I mean, no, stop it. You need to stop down there.
In the eye of the beholder, she's not.
All right, so I'll be honest. Like, I'm looking at her IMDb right now, and I don't know, like, any of these movies.
What is wrong with you all?
In a purely
She's gorgeous.
platonic way, Ryan Reynolds is better looking than her.
The only movie,
crazy.
I see on here that I even recognize is If, and that's only because
It's in theaters now.
It's in theaters now.
You need to watch The Shallow. It's good.
Apparently you don't, because they didn't. I mean, nobody else did.
You know what? Hush down there.
I've never
You're done.
even heard of that. All right, well, so we'll get to
All
a
right,
couple.
so Blake
quick ones.
Lively, good
All
for
right,
her.
We'll get to tech. So since no one,
I hate both of you all right now.
well, you shouldn't. So
You shouldn't hate anybody.
what would you
That's
do? Oh, I lost it. What would you do if you had an extra thumb?
An extra thumb. Would it be next to my thumb or on the other end of my hand?
I think it's dealer's choice.
I think if it was on the other end of my hand and replaced my pinky, then
No, it doesn't replace it.
No, you just have an
Oh,
extra
so you have
finger.
an extra?
Yeah. Because this is the
Um,
thing that's going on now.
You could throw a ball real well, I bet.
Why is it going on right now? Oh, that's nice.
So a company has developed, oh my gosh, cookies. We'll take all the cookies. We don't care. Internet, goodness. It's a project. The device is called, cleverly, the third thumb. And it's a prosthetic thing for people who don't really need them. It's body augmentation that's extra. It's a 3D printed thumb. And they were doing tests on your brain to see how your brain would respond to having an extra appendage it could use. It's a way like your brain actually controls it.
You could text one-handed because everybody uses their thumbs for texting, right? So I mean, you could text one-handed, like because right now you're texting like this, but
yeah.
if you had two thumbs, you could.
You could do it. It's
could
actually
do it
really
with
funny.
Just an email, like that's actually I could see the advantage there. That's about the only thing I could think of that we've good for having two hands or two thumbs. But yeah, you could do all things on your phone with just one hand.
You could type on your phone and give somebody a thumbs up at the same time.
Yeah,
There's
you
all
could be making roasted garlic with the other hand.
You could. You could be thumb wrestling. Have
Bro, could you imagine thumb wrestling with you could do a lot with it. Croquet, it'd probably be beneficial in croquet.
I think, catch it. Pickleball part, you get
Pickleball, yeah, you'd have,
an extra tilt to your racket. Penny? Nothing?
Yeah,
All right,
nothing, y'all.
Penny said she's checking out. All right. Well, so I got two more things before we get into the big topic then. At first I was a little impressed, but he broke my rule. And if you all thought I was a terrible person, we're getting into sports again. Bill Belichick, he's a Hall of Fame coach.
Look, there's Blake Lively.
Oh, hey.
We were just talking about her.
Well, that's probably why it's up there. Bill Belichick is 72, and he has got a 24-year-old girlfriend, which too young for me, too young for someone who's 72. 25 is the limit. Come on, Bill, you're gross.
I enjoypeople.com, so I've already read this.
Okay.
Was Bill Belichick married before? I don't think I've ever heard
I'm
of
sure
a
he
reference
was.
to his wife.
She also was dating another older man before him, so
Yeah.
This lady has Jordan Hudson.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, him and his longtime girlfriend called it quit after 16 years, so he did not.
So he
marry-
hadn't been married for 16 years.
No,
at
he
least.
was
Yeah.
dating this woman who was, I'm sure, age appropriate. Does not say, but I didn't look all the way down here. You know what? Forget we went on this article, but gross 25 is too much. All right, so we're talking about being single parents this bit, Jeremy, right? Not that our wives are dead or anything; they're just busy. And Penny went on a long time with being in charge of her kids by herself recently.
Yeah.
The last couple of years. So you talk to your kids a lot. Then, what is the dumbest thing that kids say now?
The dumbest
Because
thing.
now we're that generation where we can pick on the kids. And
We're talking about their language that they use now.
well, so for instance, I'm tired of hearing people say stupid things. So at home, when my wife is gone, I refer to myself as Dr. Riz, the drip god, and it makes my children so upset, especially Addie. She gets furious, but I'm like, this is the way you all speak. This is stupid. So
Skibbity toilet.
hey, look at that.
Yeah.
It's up here. Skibbity. I had to look it up what it means. We have kids slaying the different things they say, and I just can't. I can't get behind it.
Skibbity toilet is a YouTube.
What is
Well,
that makes me think of when Tracy Morgan wanted to win the
So your drip is
EGOT.
what you're wearing, right?
So I would say let's not say these out loud just in case.
We're saying them wrong.
Well, this is a short for this is something bad.
Okay, never mind. Let's edit that part
So
out.
all right. So yeah, let's not just yell these words. But
Okay.
I mean,
Don't
some
look
of
it
them
up.
I
thanks,
know.
Google. Well, I've heard a lot of these things like cap. That's fun at our house.
That's cat.
I think that actually has gone out.
That's
right?
cap. Oh yeah, because
That's cap.
my child.
Okay.
That's cat means you're lying, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Addie, stop capping. I'll say, and she gets mad.
Oh,
I know bussin'. I've heard bussin'
Goat.
before.
I'm tired of goat because it doesn't make any sense because they can't all be the greatest of all time.
There's a podcast legit called Bussin' with the Boys. It's made by Barstool Sports.
Bussin', yeah, I've heard bussin'. Beige flag.
But see, some of these words are like, and I don't want to say them because they obviously probably mean different things, but are words that we used to use. They probably just have completely changed the meaning of them to meet their modern stupid language.
Could be. I don't know, but I was just wondering if y'all had heard anything. I'm amped about my drip today, He's got Riz giving. Oh, never, not going to say that out loud. See, what are they doing? All right.
It sounds like Aziz Ansari from 30 or from Parks and Rec.
It does.
Like it's just all like him saying ridiculous things.
Well, whenever people get made fun of and they don't realize it and they watch these things and go, yeah, that guy's great. So I didn't know if there was anything in your house that's really circling through that that gets on your nerves, because Addie she's more like me. We never really got into the slang too much just because it doesn't sound right when it comes out of my mouth. Some people just have that personality and face where, if I'm saying
touch grass.
Touch grass, yeah.
But my 8-year-old says bruh, and I hate it. And I'm gonna put her in a headlock the next time.
Yeah.
So
when I hear my daughter and her friends talk, sometimes I'm just like, you guys sound stupid. Yeah. I don't say that to them because that's mean, but it's I don't. And they talk, and it's just like, what are you doing?
Penny brought up, and this is also, I think, the worst one, the skibbity, and then skibbity toilet. I had no idea what it was, and apparently it is a YouTube animation show between human head toilets.
My kids get really excited about it because they release it randomly.
So they're big fans,
and they're like skibbity toilet, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've seen. Like, it looks like something out of Roblox. Like,
it's a parody of what I mean. If you put it on a show and we're like skibbity toilet, you're like, they're just making fun of kids. Like, no, it's a
real thing.
Well, which is kind of a throwback to what we were talking about earlier, because I mean, all of this language comes from like social media and influencers and all this stuff, and like, I don't know. It's just like, how are these people making the world better? Because all they seem to have done is made our language dumber. So
okay, we had some words back in the day too, though. So
like, yeah, but most of them made sense.
Like, you ever listen to Pauly Shore talk? Like,
yeah, bro, Pauly Shore was awesome.
That's my point.
Did you ever?
But I never tried to talk like him.
No, but several people did.
But no, like they might do it in impersonation of Pauly Shore. What I'm saying is these people, this is their language now. This is how they talk. Not doing an impression of somebody. Like I would do impressions of like Chris Farley and stuff, like because it was funny. Mm-hmm. But I never tried to talk like Chris Farley. I never talked to people about living in a van down by the river, like in a real conversation. Like these like the words they're saying is you're having a real conversation with them.
Oh.
So Penny, it sounds to me like you were big into slang. What was your favorite slang?
No, not really. I mean,
I don't know. It sounds like.
I mean, do kids even say things are cool anymore? Do people even do that? This is skibbity toilet.
Who knew that?
Look, there's a head like coming out of a toilet.
I'm just so upset.
This is something people watch?
Yes.
Why?
I could not tell you. Like, my kids are like,
so
skibbity toilets on. And look, it looks like Roblox.
Oh.
I really do think people are getting dumber.
We're a doomed generation.
What was that movie that we've talked about before where they like Idiocracy, where it's like the future and it's become like, I mean, the fact that we literally just saw someone is buying jeans that like you already peed on them, and then
I don't like GoldenEye.
I don't want to watch this ever again.
Well, I kind of feel like I'm in the wrong profession. Like, I could come up with something that's stupid.
Read the guy's name who makes it, but 42 million subscribers, and also this video, which is just upsets my soul to watch.
The guy who makes it, I just read that.
40 million views, and.
I'm winning at parenting.
My heart goes out to people because I know I have a friend and client whose son just went through a creative arts college because he wants to be a screenwriter. And by all accounts, he's very intelligent and he's very talented at it. And I think he could write something really amazing. And meanwhile, this guy is making skibbity toilet and just making money hand over fist on YouTube. And I just cannot fathom in my brain the future of entertainment. So
yeah, I told you. I mean, influencers and all this stuff. It's just, and like if you tried to make this, it wouldn't like people would be like, this is dumb. But like that guy made it, and all of a sudden it's like,
well, in 5 years it'll be the new Christian cool thing to do. The youth ministers will be like, skibbity toilet to church. We got skibbity baptisms, and
there's some probably already doing
skibbity communion. I mean, me and Penny were big on the drip drop water splish splash clean like that was. But I would not put that on our Instagram channel because it was very far reaching for me to do that. So I do think that, though, what's wrong with the young people and their entertainment leads into Jeremy's topic.
Yeah, so I was just reading the other day, and it's summertime, so we've talked a lot of summer things. And so like the article I was reading was just talking about like what shapes us and influences us. And the article was basically talking about like in faith and everything that like reading shapes you, but also the author made a point that like a lot of people don't read anymore, and so like they get their what's shaping them through social media and through podcasts and all that stuff, because it's easier to do that than
You're
read.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Listeners of the Divinely Uninspired.
Right, which hopefully you're still reading too. But like it was just an interesting thought about like what we allowed to go into our heads is what's shaping us as people, which talking about the previous generation, like that's part of it. But like I feel like when we were growing up, this is kind of like a convoluted way of getting around it, but like when we were growing up, there were less voices, and like now there's voices everywhere, and so not just books, but also like, I don't know, internet, social media. I mean, all kinds of things.
Well, have you ever when was the last time you just sat?
Well, like,
and didn't do anything?
I think too, like if I used to want to go get information, I would have to go to the library, find a book about it, read it, or that type of thing. And now you can just like Google it and just like, who knows if any of this information is even like, you know what I'm saying? Like it felt like if you found it in a book, at least it was like, okay, somebody took the time to write this and somebody approved it to make it a book. But now you can just go on the internet and just find information. And so whatever you're dealing with or struggling with or trying to work through, like you can just find an article or an influencer or a, something. And it feels like it's not good. I don't know.
Why is it not good? Like when does it cross the line of being like efficient and just...
I have a thought on this because it was what I was kind of getting into is that, so my wife is a teacher, and so the kids are home for the summer and she's off, but she's all around, but I work from home. So we're with the kids, all day, and they don't like to be bored. And I don't think anybody really as a child loves to be bored. But I do feel like, and it makes me, we're all from the 1900s, so we are quite old. But when you were bored as a child, you came up with things to do, and like your creativity actually grew. And my wife says that all the time. She's like, kids don't get the chance to, they're entertained all day long. They're not coming up with their own anything. So whether they're on Fortnite or Roblox so we kind of, for the most part, we don't let them do a lot of things that a lot of the kids they do things with do. And we kind of, I think like Minecraft is our like common ground where like, at least you're building something. Like it's like Legos online, but for the most part, we're like, you have to find something else to do before you can be entertained by something. And it's hard to do because, I have to work and, things are going on, but I say all the time, I would give anything just to have like a day to be bored where there's nothing going on, where you're not like,
I agree.
I could sit and just stare and just ponder or whatever you do. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that's the bigger thing is like I can have moments where I'm just sitting and not, my brain's always going, so that's actually not true. But like I can have moments where I feel like there's nothing going on and I'm not bored. Like my brain may still be working, but like but like kids are not okay with that. Like they are like, what are we doing? My daughter, if you talk about kids, she tells me she's bored 45 times a day. And I'm like, you have a phone in your hand, first of all, which I don't know if we should have done that, but like do something, call your friends, go, so she'll just sit out on a swing and just like, I don't know, but she's always bored. And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, so famously our youngest she was 6 and we were at Disney World, and if she told us she was bored one more time, I was going to drown her. And I'm not kidding. That's not even
because you're at Disney World and she's saying she's bored.
And so there's a Muppets thing that I love. It's 4D, and you go in and there's a little show and you put on the glasses and things come out of the screen, and it's not new and there's no line for it.
It's still fun though.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you walk through and there's Muppets,
and
then there's a pre-show that's silly, and there's little jokes and gags and there's stuff to look at. And then you go sit in this theater, they load everybody in, and the show starts. We sat down and she said, I am bored. And I said, we have just sat down. You have gone from no line into a room full of a video or like a interactive like pre-show thing. You're waiting for the show to start. That's not boredom. That's just sometimes there's 30 seconds without entertainment going on. Like I don't know what to do with that. So Addie is not, my Otis is not that person, but the little one, I'm like, I don't even know what to say. If you're bored like this, life's going to be rough. But
my kids don't say that very often. They just don't. They'll tell me they're bored maybe once a day.
Yeah.
If they're home alone.
Oh, yeah.
So.
What do you tell them? Go get into some trouble.
I'm like, what do you want to do?
Vape.
Yeah.
That's what we do together, yeah. No, if they tell me they're bored, we'll find something to do.
Yeah.
Because that means we've probably been sitting around a lot. So
man, I would do anything to sit around a lot and be bored. It just sounds great.
Yeah.
But I think like Jeremy said, kids' minds don't shut down because at some point, and it might not be true, but it felt like that as a kid, your you ran out of things. Like you ran out of entertainment, and well, there's no cartoons coming on until next week.
Yeah,
and there's no.
I mean, my thing was like and it's kind of getting away from the reading thing, but like it's still like. I mean, my thing was like we get up in the morning, have breakfast, and they'd be like, "Don't come back till lunch," or "Don't go find something to do, go play in the yard, go ride bikes with your friends, do whatever." But like, I don't know. But the article, like the whole thing, got me thinking about like. I don't know. Like, I guess there weren't that many voices. We had to be more creative. To your point, like if you want to do something, and if you lack of something else, go read a book or go do something. But like, it was helpful information, or like it was fictional, so it would take you like some fantasy world, and then you create these worlds in your head and all that stuff. But like, I don't know. I just feel like people are being more. People do that less. I don't know.
I agree.
And definitely get information from what I would call healthy sources.
Oh yeah. So, if you're getting information from anything on TV, I'd probably stop.
Yeah.
Or if you're watching Skibbity Toilet, anything electronic, I'd stop getting information from, because those people didn't have to do any work to get their information out. I think at least if you write a book, someone sat down and
that's what I thought. Yeah.
You at least dictated a book to somebody or something.
Well, now you can self-publish too. So
but I mean, at least that person sat down and wrote it, which I think a lot of people who you get information from online wouldn't be able to put together those thoughts out loud. So, there was a question, I believe, it was, hey, what are we up to right now?
I mean, so I guess what are we reading? What are we listening to? Is there anything helpful that anybody's found? I mean, because I think that, and not just for us sitting around here, I mean, anybody that can write in and tell us, like, hey,
call in right now, the lines are open.
Call in, the lines are open. Get through. No, but I think just always like, I don't know. I'm always reading stuff and trying to find stuff to make me better.
Is there anything good right now that you're going through?
No. I mean, honestly, that's part of the question. I've not been reading anything good recently. So I've been rereading some of the old books I read, but I listened to a lot of Nate Bargatze, so there's that. I listened to that pretty faithfully.
He's very good.
He is good.
I will say we talk about him as much as we talk about Taylor Swift, I feel like, on here.
Yeah.
But I like him because we were able to listen to him. We dropped Lily off at camp and drove home, and I could listen to that in the car with Addie.
Yeah.
And some of it's funny to her. Some of it's not, but, What about you, Penny? Are you in the middle of any books, anything?
No, I'm not reading right now. I will when we go on vacation.
Yeah.
And
what kind of stuff do you read? Do you read Harlequin romance novels on the beach?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bridgerton, you know.
Oh my gosh. Well, better read than watched. And you keep your filth.
I'm not sure about that.
Edit that part out.
Keep your filth in your brain where it belongs.
I think that is well, go ahead, sorry.
I've actually never read one of those books before.
Well, no.
I think that is the thing, though. Like, I feel like because there's so much out there. So maybe ask this question. So to answer your question, I'm not reading anything specifically right now. I probably should be. I am listening to a lot of different podcasts. I did say Nate Bargatze, but I'm listening to a lot of different podcasts. But like, I feel like we're constantly consuming information through podcasts, social media, all that stuff. So then, like, when it comes time to read a book, I'm like, actually, I want a break right now. Or like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like that maybe it's like people aren't reading things because it's like I'll just listen, like I said, it's easier to listen to a podcast about it or something like that.
Well, I'd say my reading time was when I would wait for the kids to get out of school. We'd get in the car pickup line, and then I started becoming my grandparents, where I would get there half an hour early, and I would just sit. But I was like, this is a good excuse. There might be traffic, so I need to get here early, and I would just sit. And I read a whole series of books in the last year and a half there. But
First in line, carpool.
No, not first in line. That's weird. I don't like being able to be seen by the kids up front. So here's a story that tells you how I was raised as an only child and grandchild. When I was in middle school, and do your kids? By the way, 6 periods is what we had, right?
Yeah.
Now there's like 8. I don't know how these schedules work. These kids, I don't know what we're doing if the classes are shorter. But
I don't.
My wife talks about all these periods,
and they all get like a study hall and everything. Now.
We never got
that. Yeah.
So 5th period in middle school, and I could look out the window, and my grandparents would be there waiting, and I'm like, that's an hour and a half until.
Yeah.
But I mean,
they love to be first in line.
They had nothing going on. They had an orange and I loved them. They had their little Tupperware with the ice, a little orange, a little Mountain Dew, waiting for a little husky Paul out there, ready to go home and.
This is great.
Which also, for the record, I laugh a lot because we would go to stores. We would go to where it used to be Bacon's, and I would say, "This is where your dad used to have to buy his Husky jeans," and now it's a trampoline park. And I thought they stopped calling it that because now everybody's perfect. We used to talk about Lizzo a lot on here, and I don't know about people. They were all like body shaming and things, but we were at the mall this last week. And they still call plus-size boys husky.
Oh.
And I was like, come on. We got to do better, people.
What would you rather them call it?
Big boys.
I don't know if that's like, I don't know.
Yeah, husky doesn't sound...
Little chungas. I don't know what you call them. But it was,
Little chungus.
But I was like, you don't call the girls section was not called husky girls.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't.
How about just the size would be
How
good?
about do better? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, but honestly, the reality is there's no good way to say it because it's like you can be husky, you can be plus size.
Yeah, plus size is fine because it's bonus.
Yeah, well, plus size.
Well, you're walking a fine line. We're going to get that eggshell sound effect here.
Yeah.
Let's change the subject.
But I'm just saying, I would still probably wear husky jeans if I wore jeans very often. But I thought, I can't believe this is still a phrase, and that's what I used to wear. My
Do you own a pair of jeans?
I have maybe a pair of jeans that would be within the limits of style now.
I mean, my kid's 12 years old, and I can't tell you the last time I put him in a pair of jeans. Like, he doesn't even have any.
At Friday at schools, they're like, you can wear jeans and a shirt. And my daughter's like, I don't like jeans. And I'm like, no one likes jeans. What do you
Kids do look like, for the most part, pretty much homeless all the time now.
Yeah,
they do.
Or they look like they're about to go like play in racket camp or something. Like all Nike shorts and like it's it's
because it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And my parent, the kids have already put on notice. And I probably said it on the podcast before, so it's true. If something, God forbid, were to happen to my wife, I'm dressing like Harry Styles from now on. I'm like, man skirt, I do not care. It looks so comfortable.
Well, and then you got like, what's weird is like we talk about the plus size stuff, but then like the new trend I saw the other day, because it's been for a while, I'm just not gonna. It's like the oversized stuff. So everybody's wearing like you'll see actors wear like an actor with like probably a nice figure and stuff like that wearing like a shirt that's like a 4X. Have you seen this? And like they're designer made to look like that. And you're just like
Taylor has several.
Yeah, you're like Nate Bargatze actually, Imogen was talking about it, that he's been wearing shirts that are like made for 4 sizes too big, but that's like the style. And I'm like,
Adam Sandler's like, my day has come.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I would have been, you know what I'm saying? Like if you would have gave me a white shirt that's like a 4X and been like, here, put this on.
Is that not, but that's how we used to wear clothes, isn't it? The big baggy.
Yeah, big and baggy, but this is like way big and baggy.
I think that's mostly
this is like almost like
females, though.
Comically big.
Yeah.
Now there's brands that do it. I'll have to find one.
Is it because
I have one. I'm gonna wear it one day.
What's Whisper? What's her? This.
What?
Who's the singer? And she looks like this. I can't think of her
name.
name.
Is Whisper?
No, she whispers in her songs. And they're like, she's so good.
Oh, Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Isn't that why? Because that's kind of how she dressed. She was like,
she did for a while.
I don't want to be attractive. I'm gonna whisper in my songs with my green hair.
I
and my
love
big
her though.
outfit.
She's like one of my favorite artists.
Of course.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
Offense, but of course.
I feel like with fashion though. So going back to like, I feel like I'm still basically wearing the same stuff I wore when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I've never changed. Like I'm still wearing t-shirts and shorts and running shoes and you know what I'm saying. Like I never like adopted to like.
Well, there's a school of thought, and I've always enjoyed this thing. They're like, women change with the times and seem they always try to look cute and try to be maybe not fashionable, but they never want to really be a mess for the most part. But men stop changing when women start complimenting them. So if for some reason, like when we were in middle school, girls started to notice us, we're like, this works.
Yeah.
T-shirt and shorts. This is what we're doing.
Shorts and hoodies. I like hoodie shirts a lot.
Yeah, I don't have to
A lot of people
adapt.
make references to those, but I do like them.
Listen,
Famous shirt for Sunday.
I like them too.
It's
I
a
mean,
beautiful shirt. It's
You have
lightweight.
like 10 of them in the same different
they
colors.
fit great. They're comfortable.
It's on a rotation, everyone, if
I'm
you're
just
listening.
trying to relate to the children because it's comfortable, so I'm trying to be like them.
it's like a cartoon.
You're a creature of habit.
I am a creature of habit.
You know what? Steve Jobs had one outfit, and he didn't have to think about what he wore. He was thinking about running his company like
and
a
Steve
lunatic.
Jobs did pretty well, if you don't know.
Yeah.
Can name all of his shirts, like Jeremy's shirts that he wears on Sundays.
He wore one shirt. It was black with a black turtleneck.
Yeah,
and
I'm
jeans.
just gonna wear
That's
that
what
black
Steve Jobs
hoodie
wore.
every week. It's gonna be like people will know then that it's me. When I come out, they'll be like, "There he is."
Then he could put a silhouette of that up without his face on it. And they're like,
You could
Jeremy.
bring back the one that has the fake pocket. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I know that y'all have commented on that.
I don't remember the
before.
fake pocket.
No, you actually commented on it one time. I walked in here and you said, "We've been talking. Is that a real pocket?"
I don't remember that. That's
Yeah,
funny.
You actually
Listen,
said that.
we notice a lot about people's clothes in the video in the back. So
Yeah. No, you literally one week I walked. It is like a sweater and it's got like a pocket right here.
yeah.
And you walked in. I walked in and you go, "We've been talking. Is that actually a real pocket?"
Oh,
And I'm like, "No, it's actually just a flap."
Well, so we're back in the back for 3 hours watching people. We're like, we've heard this service. This week we decided maybe do 2 sermons a week.
Yeah.
You do a 10 a.m. and 11:15 because
Do two
people in the
different
back.
ones?
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it the first time around.
I try to change them up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we get there's
Sometimes I cut things if it doesn't land well.
yeah. I really enjoyed you giving my wife and Brenda the business about their matching yellows.
Yeah.
This week it was
good.
good.
Very coordinated.
I liked it a lot. Both services, it surprised me both times.
Yeah.
So I had a point to go back to, and I forgot what it was. So I guess it couldn't be.
You should read in the summer. You should be watching what fills your brains. And yeah.
I was reading Donald Miller writes business books as well.
Yeah,
as
he's got business
stuff. So Story Brand is very good if you're in any kind of business thing. That's what I'm reading right now about how to tell a story with whatever you got going on. It could probably work out here for us too, but it's just how you lay out any kind of message in your advertising. But I know Donald Miller is a favorite of Jeremy's. Blue Like Jazz is
Blue Like Jazz is one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah.
And 1,000 miles in a million years, or 1,000,000 miles in 1,000 years, whichever way he said it.
It's one of those.
Really good. Yeah.
Look up Donald Miller.
I did read The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, which is John Coomer, and it's really, really good. So actually, I did read something recently.
Well, you are reading actually like helpful books.
Yeah.
Not so much like you seem to. They're not entertaining as much as they're useful.
Yeah.
So
I do like Reacher books. I like the show, but I like the books too.
Is that show good?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the guy that plays him.
Because he's like that in the book, right? A big guy.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise was
not
so
a good
small.
Reacher. Yeah.
I like those movies, but then they were like,
Reacher.
he's a tiny guy.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be.
Not intimidating.
So what are you going to take to the beach, you think? What kind of books, Penny?
Probably something entertaining.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's good. Because you have really reached your peak. You've reached peak, Penny?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. It's good. Maybe I won't take a book at all. Maybe I'll just listen to podcasts.
Just like a newspaper. You should be that person out on the beach every day with like a giant newspaper. Just like
I really love a newspaper. Like I love something tangible. I would rather have it in my hand than
oh yeah, I can't
like reading it online.
I feel like using a newspaper now would drive me crazy because now everything's so linear because of like the internet. So, but like to like have to like open it up and like look and all that stuff. Like
here's an old person question for us: have either one of you ever had to use a paper map on a trip?
Yeah.
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 Triptych. Remember Triptych?
Triptych.
AAA?
Stamping the
police MapQuest.
areas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
MapQuest.
MapQuest. That's
Ooh.
digital that you printed out.
Yeah, but that was still like you still had to follow.
That would be a fun challenge. That would be a fun thing to do is be like, you have to get from here to like name a place and all we give you is a map.
Next
and
time
be
we
like,
go to a
no
conference,
GPS, nothing. Just
Triptych. That's AAA.
No, not even Triptych. Like here's
you
a
can
map.
even do that. Yeah.
Figure it out.
I agree. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, when we get back, when everybody's back from vacation in August, we're going to go on a road trip. We'll
go on a road trip to Buc-ee's. We'll stop at Buc-ee's first.
There's
and
one
then
close
from
by.
Buc-ee's, and then from Buc-ee's we'll go and we'll find a place to go and we'll see if we make it.
Well, I guess I did want to, this was the other thing that was on the list. I'm sorry, we will not be, it'll be a bit because it's summer and we've all got various things to do. So it'll be probably another month before another one of these comes out. But it's been a little bit since this one. How was Railbird? You both went to.
It was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
It rained, which kind of dampens the music festival.
It dampens it.
Yeah, it dampens it.
Because it's rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my only complaint was that the sound wasn't as great as it should be.
Oh.
But it was good.
Yeah,
The artists were really, really good.
They brought in so if you've never been to a music festival, most music festivals usually go for the big name artists, like basically that's why people go. But they have a stage there called the Burl, and it's like up and coming artists. Mm-hmm. And I would say everybody I heard there was better than anybody else I heard.
Yeah.
They were good.
I really like Noah Kahan, so that was probably my favorite. Chris Stapleton, like the two big people to see.
Chris Stapleton sounded awful though. Like not Chris Stapleton, but the sound. Like so, here's the thing, Paul. This is a huge music festival. Mm-hmm. The sound was terrible.
That's what I
and
heard
it's like I don't understand how you're not figuring. And it was terrible both nights on the main stage.
Yeah, the small stage was good.
And but anyway, the point is like, how are you not fixing this?
Yeah.
Like from night 1 to night 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you not fixing this? And I know it's outside and all that stuff, but you know, if you go to Bourbon and Beyond, like there's never sound issues.
Oh no,
I mean,
these
are companies
really
that do this for a living.
Right.
And so it's like, how are you not figuring out the sound for this? But the rain kind of did, like I said, make it a little not as pleasant. But for the most part, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I had because there was a list of things that Jeremy had done that we hadn't talked about last time. He also met some wrestlers.
Yeah, so yeah,
we're ending on some.
Oh yeah,
weird stuff.
I've been going to OVW. So if you haven't
been going,
yeah, I'll go lots of times now. So there's Ohio Valley Wrestling, which is a feeder program for WWE, and so they did a documentary called Wrestlers on Netflix, which is really really good. Have you ever watched it?
It really made me shake my head at our mayor, but yes.
Yeah, so it's really good. So I go every Thursday night now and watch them, and it's the same people from the documentary, and it's super cool. So I don't know if I've showed you.
I saw the pictures online of you and Charlie and Mick Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley and Al Snow. I got to meet all of them, and so so it's been fun. And like, what's fun to me about this, and this maybe I don't know if it goes anything we talked about, like for the people there, like I go for the entertainment. for the people there, a lot of them, it's real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's real. And so, like, it's just fun to watch the crowd, but also, you know, wrestling is a guy soap opera. And so, like, they're Al Snow is really big into the drama and all that stuff. So that's, like, kind of fun to watch unfold. So.
Yeah. I mean...
You should go with me sometime. It's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. I've been to that. We, about 10 or 12 years ago, they had Derby City Wrestling there, and it was like a school.
Yeah.
And we were trying to help some woman there start a reality show because she wanted to. It was before the WWE Network. It would have been probably big now, but it did not go well. But I got yelled at by a guy there. It was fun. We got to hit some people with some of the cookie sheets and stuff backstage.
So I missed last week, but Charlie went, and because the two I go with usually. And so 2 of the fans got into a fight because of the wrestling. Not like a fan and a wrestler. Like 2 of the fans got into a fight because they were yelling. So it's... Yeah.
See, that's the kind of wrestling where Granny sat in the front row and you could smoke. That's the kind of wrestling that I like. So
OVW is fun.
Yeah. Well, so you were watching the Olympic trials. Did you watch any of the swimming that was in Indianapolis?
I did not, so I missed the swimming. We had, but I've been watching the ones that are on right now.
So they put the big pools into Lucas Oil and had the swimming there. And I'm just going to say Indy is coming along because in January, the Royal Rumble is going to be there. And if any wrestling people are listening, it's a pretty big deal. They're going to have a WrestleMania in Indianapolis again. And maybe some of the people that Jeremy saw are going to be big time.
And that's like the thing, too, with OVW. And of course, nobody probably cares at this point. But like some of them like
keep listening.
Are already like having so I guess the WWE was in Louisville not too long ago for something, Monday Night Raw or something. I have no idea. I don't keep up with WWE, but some of the wrestlers that are at OVW made an appearance in that as like the guy that gets beat up, basically. You know, like the wrestler that's going to lose.
They were like backstage. And
But some of them made appearances there, so I was like, that'd be cool.
That's fun. Yeah. Well, I think that was the most awkward. Well, probably not the most awkward ending we've ever had here, but
anybody's welcome to go to OVW with me. I'd love to have a big crowd.
OVW Thursday night. Yeah, well, that place is pretty cool. Is it still just like that warehouse?
Davis Arena. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
the warehouse.
That's fun. All right. Well, I guess we will see you in a month probably because vacations. Everybody have a safe and fun summer. Stay hydrated and put your sunscreen on. And we will see you next time.
Summertime, the living is easy. Fish are jumping, the cotton is high, your daddy's rich, your mama's good looking, yes, so hash, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna rise up, sing, and then you spread your wings, take them up to the sky, till the morning nobody will harm you, no, with daddy and mommy standing by. Ooh, yeah. Summertime. Time to sit back and unwind. Here it is, the groove is slightly transformed. Just a little of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all the hardcore dance that has got to be a little bit out of control. It's cool to dance. What about the girls? This is romance. Give me a soft mix, and if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it. Adjust the bass and let the old pain blast. Pop in my city and let me run around and pull your car and cruise and lay back, 'cause this is summertime. Summertime. Time to sit back and unwind. Summer, summer, summer.